Hello everybody, my name is Deb and I'm from Just Do Something Homestead. Today I'm going to share a wonderful recipe, and the first thing we're going to do is peel some potatoes. So let me grab the bin of potatoes from under my sink. Oh no, there's something wrong with my potatoes. What am I going to do? I guess I'm going to have to throw them away. My name is Deb and I am from Just Do Something Homestead, but I am not going to throw these potatoes away. I'm going to grow them. So please stick with me today as we learn how to grow potatoes that were already starting to sprout. Most of the potatoes that I, in fact, have under my sink were ones that I have personally raised. Does that mean I have never sprouted a potato that was bought from a store? Absolutely not. When I first started on my journey of homesteading, if I had any potatoes that started to sprout, I just threw them all in a bin, and those are what I planted. And I know they tell you to be leery of potato diseases and spreading things, but I never had any problems. And what I found is the potatoes that grew became stronger, and those are the seed potatoes that I had every year after that. This potato is simply sprouting, and he's actually very strong. He's going on. And what you're going to do, when you look at the potato itself, you're looking for other eyes. The eyes are where the sprout comes out. So this one really only has a little eye there and a big one. If I was to plant him right now, I would put the whole potato in the ground. From this side, it looks like it's not doing very well. Very tiny, thin little roots. But I want to show you something special on this one. What is that? That is a baby potato that is growing. And I often store my potatoes in a pantry or in a basement that is dark. When I do that, if the potato was facing this way and it started to sprout a little, sometimes it will even produce baby potatoes. This potato is an example of one that has lots of eyes, and those eyes have sprouted in different areas on that potato. So instead of keeping it whole, what I will do is take a knife and I will cut in between those eyes that are sprouting. All right, so I cut this in half, and on one side you have part of it that is sprouting, and on the other side, you also have part that is sprouting. Now, in order to grow these, I don't want them to rot. And sometimes if you plant this just like this, the potato itself will rot. So I am going to store it up here on my table and let it dry for 1 to 2 days so that these cut edges will get a film on them so that they won't rot. Did you know that if your potato starts to sprout, you can still eat it? It is not bad. Just knock these off. In fact, I can roll it right off of there. Knock those sprouts off. It's fine. That potato you can now cook. Just peel it, cook it. It is okay. A lot of these are starting to sprout. I think I'm just going to keep them for now. We'll either use them to eat, or if they continue to sprout, then I may plant them a little bit later. It is still February in West Virginia and very, very cold. And so I'm not going to be planting my potatoes outside at this point. Since I do have some that are ready to go, I am going to plant these in a container. And I'm going to see what kind of crop I get. The good thing about the container, I can bring it in the house if it's going to snow, which at this point it will definitely snow again. And it will give me a jump start on the potato season. To plant potatoes in February, I need to do it in a bucket that I can take outside when it's nice out and bring inside when it's cold. And I purchased a food grade one because I don't want any BPA in anything that I grow. And the next thing I'm going to do is drill some holes in the bottom. Here is my bucket, and Jim was good enough to help me by drilling 4 holes in the bottom. We used a 3/4 inch drill bit. To plant potatoes in February, what I'm going to do is put that bucket that has the holes on it on a tray. That way you're putting your dirt, you're putting your water in there. It's not going to run out all over the place. So make sure you have a tray. This one, although it's a rectangle, it fits the width of this bucket perfect. I am using a mixture that I combined. It is 2 types of potting soil and 1 seed starter. All 3 of them are organic, and I stir them all in and I add some water. So the soil is now ready to add to my bucket. The bucket is filled about halfway with my mixture of potting soils. Now I'm going to place the potatoes on top of that. I really don't want to crowd them too much, so I'm only going to place 2 potatoes in this 5-gallon bucket. So there's one. Those 2 are still drying. And I'm looking to see which is my best options here. Well, that one with the little ones on it, I think I'm going to put that one in. All right, so at this point, I have 2 potatoes planted into my 5-gallon bucket. You really don't want to add any more than that. The next step is to add soil on top of those potatoes, and I am going to completely cover them, even the one that's sticking up a little bit. And friends, that is how you grow potatoes in February in a bucket. So if you are trying to make some dinner and you find your potatoes have decided to start some new life, it is not too late. Don't throw them out, plant them. It is time to take my bucket of potatoes and put it out in the garage. I don't want it in a place that is heated like in my spare room. So it's going to go in my unheated garage, which will give it time to grow. Make sure you add a little water, but don't overwater it. This is a way that can easily rot those potatoes in there, and you don't want to do that. Thank you so much for joining us. If you learned how to save those potatoes, please subscribe, share, and like. And thank you for joining us today. Have a great day. Bye-bye.